My name is Jose Luis Ibarra Jacome. I am from Mexico. My team is Splyce. I traveled to my first land when I was 15 years old. I only played Years of War and Years of War. Splyce is the best team because we have the best players in Mexico. I think you need to bring a lot of skill, communication, and talent. The problem with Heavenlyz shooters is they play a lot of execution. The atmosphere and the crowd support we have right here. When we go back to Mexico, people will be proud of us. They say that we are a really good team and they think we are a top 4 team. We will work hard every day and we will come back here and we will win for me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gears of War Fight Night. We got our Latin American 2K Finals coming up next. We got Splyce versus Heavenlyz, Benson and Guy Blaze, bringing you all the action. And there's a look, of course, at our Splyce squad. Dark Horse.
Look at it.
Woo!
I just love that.
Filthy, filthy squad. These guys are so talented. We saw it at Columbus. They came to play, and you heard in that video as well, they mentioned, you know, we just wanted to be able to go back and have our fans, you know, be proud of what we've done. I think, honestly, after Columbus, they can be very proud because this is a squad which throughout the rest of the year, I am so stoked to watch. I think they really can compete with the best of North America.
No, they can compete, and we saw it, like, a lot of teams that we expected to do very well, they just gave them all a run for their money. Yep. You know, they just had such great matchups against NRG, E6, everybody. The E6 matchup was crazy, 7-6, 7-6. You know, to really edge them out.
Nuts.
It was a good comparison of their skill.
Very true.
Yep. So we saw those guys when they came out of here. They just put on such a great show. And as you saw in the video, he says, like, you know, when we go home, you know, I feel like we're gonna make everybody proud, and we're gonna get that support out there. And that's exactly what they did. So tonight we get to see them face off against some home competition in the Latin American Finals.
Dude, you have to factor in as well. You know, it's something we talked about before the European show match. You know, that experience against playing against some of the best in North America, how much will they have actually learned? Because you look at the Heavenlyz squad, you don't really know, you know, how to compare them against Splyce. Obviously, they made it to the final of the 2K, though, so obviously they're going to be pretty good. Like, you have to give them props. But Splyce, with that North American experience, dude, I feel like potentially it could be a blowout. I know. What are you thinking?
Because it was like we said beforehand, you know, when these guys come out and they get that American land experience and they start playing against the top teams, they start playing against Optic, Envy, United, all those guys, they become better. You know, in anything gaming-wise, as long as you can get your ass kicked a few times, you will come back and be better. You know, you can't get better without growth. You know,
For sure.
That's the growth that you get.
Losing is learning.
Yeah. It really is. So these guys have been pushed, they've been challenged, and I feel like they're a way better team than what they were when they went into the Columbus event.
Okay. Well, I'm excited. Of course, as you mentioned, this is going to be the Latin American 2K final. Both these squads fought their way through a big bracket to get where they are, and it's going to be nice to finally get the answer of who is king of the Latin American region. I'm going to be honest, I may be biased, but I'm looking at my Splyce boys to come out and potentially take this grand final. They are just so talented. I feel like we can't kind of talk about it enough because coming into Columbus, everyone was kind of like, all right, okay, okay.
But like, all right,
okay.
They was expecting, you know, they were expecting all the international teams like, okay, they're not going to do much. It's going to be a quick 2-0.
Right.
You know, these guys aren't going to compete, and you know that's just when it comes down to the console talent against. When it comes down to different regions, it's not the same as the PC world, you know. But this team, they just proved everybody wrong and just showed how great they are.
Who was the kind of like standout kind of guy from you? Was there a specific player?
Involving.
Okay.
Involving was the guy that I like mainly. Involving was that dude, and you know he came out and he showed everybody up. I saw clutch play after play after play. You know, he was just leading his team to victory. He was always being very vocal, and he did his thing throughout this event. Evolving is that guy.
I'm excited to watch him play again because I would have picked the exact same player.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, as you mentioned, he was just very clutch. His positioning was always correct. One of the things I loved most was the communication of this squad. There was a couple of times in Columbus where I'd be kind of walking around when I wasn't casting, and I'd be just, you know, looking at the side station, looking at the main stage. A couple of teams pretty quiet, which is weird for Gears of War, but the communication wasn't on point. This Splyce team, though, whew, let me tell you, they communicate.
And that's also, you know,
critical.
Really is, and that's the same thing with Choche for him as well. You know, Choche, you know, he's been I would say he's been that premier player. He's been that premier player for the Latin American scene over the years. You know, that's just been him. He's been that guy. He's been that guy over the years. You know, we've seen him in several videos on YouTube. We've seen him on the ladders. He was one of the first players to become known from the Mexican scene.
Obviously, looking at Heavenlyz, though, this is a squad I don't really know too much about. Obviously, the Latin American region is still relatively new to myself with Gears of War, but Splyce definitely impressed me. Do you know much about this Heavenlyz squad?
You know, from this Heavenlyz squad, you know, I've known that they've been together since about 2011. Okay. You know, they've been together for a long time.
That's a long time for a team. Wow.
They have. That's how long most of the players have been a squad. You know, of course, you have your 1 or 2 swaps or whatever, but that's how long the core has been a squad out there. And you know, these guys, they've been out here playing, so they're like that premier 2 team out there. And you know, like I told these guys beforehand, I said, hey, if you guys come out here and you put on a showing, because we saw how good Splyce was, and when we see how good these guys do against Splyce, it's like, wow, you put these guys on, American soil.
Oh, that's a good point. Imagine that.
Imagine they come out here and they just completely 7-1 Splyce. It's like, wow, what can he do?
So, what would it be like if they go to Columbus? That's a very good point.
That's somebody else you got to worry about.
Could they hang against North American competition? That's a very good point. Are you expecting that, though, realistically? Kind of what's your prediction heading into the second fight tonight?
You know, my prediction heading into the second fight of the night, I'm playing it safe, to be honest with you, Vince. I'm playing it safe. I really am. I'm going to play it safe. Yeah, and we're going to say Splyce is going to be doing it. Splyce is going to be the team to come out of here and, go forward and just come out and win this match. Domination. I can't see how they won't be better than what they were.
They should exactly right. You expect them playing against some of the best teams in the world, which is what we had at Columbus. You expect them to have kind of learned and improved on that skill set. So you would expect them to come back to their region and kind of dominate. But I don't know, man. Heavenlyz, we don't know much about. I feel like I have to be that guy. I want to be that guy. I want to be the guy that just kind of says, nah, I believe in the underdog. I believe in the dark horse. I personally, as I said, don't really know too much about Heavenlyz, and that's what's exciting to me, kind of learning about another squad in this Latin American region. As you said, imagine if they did come out and beat Splyce. Imagine that. Then you're going to have all those North American squads and players who, probably watching the stream right now, shout out to all you guys if you are, who are going to sit there and go, okay, well, we struggled a little bit against Splyce. Like, what do we do against this squad? Like, that's where you have to be really serious. You have to start watching that VOD.
And that's what the main thing is. You just cannot underestimate teams coming forward here. And Splyce has another player in their team, though.
Okay.
It's going to be Identives. Yeah, Identives. He also came out and he did so much good. He did so much good work, just clutching up for his team. And it was like actually the first time I met him and got to interact with him was at the event. And he came through. He came through and he just put in work. He's
very, very talented, as you said. Of course, we have our players in the lobby, just getting ready and waiting, make sure they're all on the same team. I'm all on different teams, that's for sure. But there we look at Identives. And as you said, a very, very dominant player, a good communicator as well. As I kind of touched on before, I was very, very impressed by the level of communication coming from the Splyce squad. And I feel like that's going to be so key because you talk about Gears of War 4, right? Brand new game mode as eSport. I feel like it requires even more communication than maybe previously. Is that fair to say, do you think?
Oh, most definitely requires more communication than what it was beforehand. Just the game as a whole, because the team with the most teamwork is going to always come out and win in escalation. It's plain and simple. It's no way around it. And if you have not built that team chemistry, if you have not built that teamwork, you can't come and really, contest. You have to work on that, So if you don't got it, if you haven't put the time in and the quality practice to get it, and you come in here and you play against some of these top teams, you're going to see that pure domination.
Absolutely. And then you bear in mind as well, if it wasn't a whole new game, but you have an extra player on your squad now as well, 5v5, and you think about the extra communication even needed for that. Obviously, when you're playing, you were a top player back in your day. You may have a couple of cobwebs now, but you can still compete. It's all about knowing where your enemy are and knowing where your teammates are. You have to be able to paint that picture to your teammates, make sure you have the right cuts. We talk about Team Envious, which we'll be seeing later on, in that North American 2K final. Yeah. They're so good about getting that crossfire. They know where the teammates are, they know where the other players are, and they kind of paint that picture almost in their mind, and that's what's kind of so beautiful about esports. You have players who are able to kind of think and do all these multiple things, and as we mentioned, communication is going to be so crucial. I just don't know if Heavenlyz can compete with Splyce, but I still feel like I have to go with them just to be that guy. To be the guy.
No, I feel you. Just to be that guy on the opposite end,
right?
Yeah,
right. Yeah, it'd be boring if we always agreed with each other. Like, what would be the fun in that?
And you also got to think about it. When teams come into matches like these, they got to understand what's on the line and what's at stake. This is where you can prove yourself. This is where you can break out and become that top player and get that recognition for your team. Stages like this is really what you want to, where you want to bring your A game at. And, you will hope that because Splyce is getting some practice out there,
Yep.
And, it's probably this team right here, this may be their practice squad.
Maybe.
They may know
I see what you're saying.
They may know all of Splyce's dirty laundry.
I mean, you think about it. If you're Heavenlyz, right? You play against this team regularly, right? You're going to be practicing against the best in your region, so you'd expect them to be getting practice against Splyce. You know that you're watching. Like, if I'm Heavenlyz and I know Splyce is going across to North America, I'm like, okay, let me watch as many of them games as I possibly can, sitting down, taking notes. What strats are they going to use, as you mentioned? Because if you think about how you can utilize that to your advantage. You think about weapon placement, just something crazy like that, how we heard, Splyce, they love dropping that boom early. Well, if I'm Heavenlyz, maybe I'm like, okay, we block off a common boom spot on the map. And then all of a sudden, they don't have that in their back pocket.
Yeah, that is true. That is very, very true. And, but, hey, we're going to be on first map, and it's going to be Lift. Lift is about to come out here, and Lift is one of our we've seen a lot on Lift. Lift is that main map out here where you have to control middle map because you get so many different angles, and it's a huge fight here in the beginning of the map on this B hill.
Well, it's worth mentioning, of course, this Latin American 2K final will be a best of 3, so at bare minimum we'll have 2 maps potentially. We have all 3. Of course, everyone is in the lobby. We're gonna make sure we get the right map selected, though. Of course, our players just want to make sure the rules are correct. As we said, it's 2K final. This isn't just a show match.
I saw something pretty cool there. The player pictures, the profile pictures. The Mexican flag. Coming all the way down the screen. I don't know. I thought that was pretty dope. You can represent your flag and gears now. So that's pretty awesome.
As we said, though, it is going to be a best of 3. So at bare minimum, we'll see at least 2 maps. But in terms of your final prediction, give me the last say before we jump into map number 1.
Last say. I'm even gonna give you a round count.
Oh my God. Just so you know, last time a caster did this, it was Toby.
Yes.
Toby nailed that nail on the head with the... I forgot to say it. He nailed it, though. That's all you need to know. He got the prediction slap bang. So you're going up against Toby right now, who was...
Okay. 7-3 Splyce. Map 1 Lift. Write it down, please. Thank you.
I'm writing it down.
I even sign it for you.
Please, by all means. Now, I have his autograph as well. You should be careful what you sign, though, because you never know what's underneath that. That could be like, a check for $1,000. I'm rich. We bowling.
You ain't going to get it, I tell you that.
Latin America 2K final, about to kick off. You're saying 7-3 Splyce for map number 1. Are you thinking it's going to be a 2-0 in the series, or do you think maybe we go to a map 3?
Like I told this team.
Splyce. Can we get him a Splyce tattoo or something?
Put it right here. I will take the whole snake from my arm. Just try it. We put it all up the arm.
Odds.
And end it.
Odds.
1 out of 11. 1, 2, 3, 7.
Oh, almost. For those of you that don't know, Odds is a fantastic game, which Fallout introduced us to. And some of you may remember Columbus, myself, kind of freaking out a little bit about something. And everyone was like, what just happened?
Yeah.
Odds is, imagine one of your friends is going to do something stupid. Like dye my hair green. You pick any odd you want between 1 and 20. And then on 3 you say, and if you say the same number, he has to do it.
Yeah.
So you almost ended up
with a snake tattoo.
With a snake. I think you could pull it off, though. I really do.
Yeah. And we'll play that with you guys at Columbus, okay?
Absolutely.
So, and once again, when it comes down to Columbus, if you guys have not gotten your passes for this, once again, now's the time. It's going to be a big weekend.
Absolutely. And a zip $250,000 of prize pool isn't enough. Fallout's going to have blonde tips in his head because he lost Odds live on stream.
If you want a picture with him, that'll be the perfect time to get it.
Exactly that. I think he's going to look absolutely fabulous with those blonde streaks in his hair.
Feels like Zoolander.
Zoolander. That's a great comparison, actually. But you guys are definitely going to want to head down to Columbus on November 25th to 27th. It's Thanksgiving weekend, so spend some time with the family and then head over and watch some awesome Gears of War action. As we said, $250,000 prize pool, man. You must be jealous you ain't playing. I can kind of see it in your eye, dude. Because every now and then, guys kind of like, I can still play. Like, you just kind of slide it in the conversation. I can still play.
Yeah, I can still get down, right?
You think you could compete? You really do?
100%.
You think how much of that?
I still got thumbs. My thumbs are so fresh, you don't even understand.
How much of that $250K you taking home then?
Oh, 100. If I competed, I will 100% have a top 12 placing.
Okay, I respect.
That's not even no. You can quote me. You can record this. If I compete,
it is recorded. You saying?
Yeah, exactly. I will have a top 12 placing guaranteed.
I respect. Who would you team with?
You
can join any team besides Up the Gaming.
I would make my own team.
Oh wow!
From players from scratch. That's what I'm known for. I grab players who think they can compete. Who never got a chance.
I never got my chance.
I will turn you into a top player. I've done it 1,000 times. Okay.
Fair enough.
Don't let me show you my resume. All right. Okay. Kenny's on that resume. What team is he on?
That's awesome.
All right.
I absolutely love it. Anyway, map number 1, about to kick off. We've got Splyce versus Heavenlyz in our Latin American 2K final. We're going to jump on board with Identity of Play that you were talking about before the match. You think this guy's going to go off?
Yeah, no, I definitely do. And so, okay, pretty much what we see here in this opening round, I like to call this little area the treehouse, right?
Okay.
The treehouse. So, you know, he came up here, he took control, he made sure he got it. So he has a good look on top of this B hill. That's why you see blasters down here, and he's going to be hiding up under because he knows that guy's a bubble. So if the team can actually cap the B hill right away, then the guy above can't really do much as far as, like, you know, crossing and breaking the hill. But as soon as those respawns come, he's just in such a good position.
And you talk about treehouse being so important. You think about the instant as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have control of that power button. It can be
The
pretty
forge.
lethal.
The
as we
forge,
saw.
the furnace.
Right.
The furnace in the middle of the map.
You can get a little warm in there.
Exactly. So when we see on halftime, it's actually going to be a hill there. That neutral hill will go from that B spot across map towards that furnace, and you can easily just press that button, and boom, flames are going to come out.
Speaking of boom, Desanite says, I don't think so, my friends. Not sure why they set it to first to 3. Maybe they want to do things a little differently. We'll have to wait and see, but as it stands, Splyce are going to come out with a 1-0 lead here in this Latin American final as they jump now into round number 2. They're going to be looking very, very good. And actual fact, I believe the host is going to end that game, so we're probably going to see a rule change come through. But if I'm correct, I would assume Splyce, you got a big old grin on his face. I assume Splyce are going to start with a 1-0 lead because they did win round number 1. It was a fat playing field. That's normally how things would happen in a game battle 2K. I expect to see kind of things stay exactly like that. But we saw one round.
Yeah.
It was a quick round.
It was a quick round.
Look at this.
It was a quick round.
Dude, you got this big old grin. You like, yeah, I'm right.
Yeah. You know, I'm gonna hit my prediction. Is what I'm trying to tell you.
You think Heavenlyz is gonna take 3 rounds? They got trip capped in, I think that was 33 seconds.
And so, okay. Well,
that was quick. Woo.
Exactly. So, what were your prediction towards it?
I didn't give one.
You didn't give one. So, if you
I'm
was to give
captain
one
on the
right
fence.
now,
Well, all right. I did say that maybe we see upset. I'm a revert. I'm saying you're probably gonna be right. We're probably gonna see Splyce dominate this Latin American 2K final, but you never know. That was obviously just one round.
Yeah, that was just one round. That's all we saw.
It was just a very dominating round. That's all.
It comes down to that LAN experience, you know. When you come and you play against the Optics and the MVs and just a lot of these American teams, then like I say, you're just gonna grow as a team, you know.
Yep.
Even if it's online or whatever. You know, we're starting to see more of these American teams play against the teams there in Latin America, so that scene is starting to grow.
Absolutely. But as we said, Splyce should be one round. We got official confirmation from one of our GB admins.
Yep.
But that was a very, very quick round. We saw the trip cap come in, and that's very, very different to what we just saw in our European show match. If you think back, it was very much kind of, I'm going to control 2 hills, let you have 1. We're going to try and play to 210. Latin America, Splyce, nope. They smell blood. They're going.
Nah, 3 caps.
Bear in mind, it's a 10-second spawn.
Yeah.
First round. Like, that's very, very quick.
And especially even on a map like that on Forge, it's some distance to get towards that neutral hill. Your home hill is a little bit closer, but you know, it's so once you kind of get control of that B hill and you really lock it down, 3 caps will come a little bit easier. But you know who plays like that? Plays like Optic. You know, Optic, they play for those 3 caps left and right.
Because you can end the round.
They know,
off the bat.
and they just have perfect awareness of what's going on around the map at all times. They would know where players are at all times. So,
well, Heavenlyz can breathe a big old sigh of relief because they've just been told officially that it is going to be a 0-0 round count. So we're going to start off fresh. Very nice from Splyce. Yeah, if I was a pro, I'm like, nah, bro, we won that fair and square. We taking round number 1.
Nah, but like call my lawyer. But Splyce, Splyce, they feeling good about them. They feeling good about themselves.
I mean, yeah, fair play. I respect that a lot from Splyce. Obviously, as we mentioned, is going to start off 0-0, so a clean slate. Kind of, I need the Men in Black kind of the button. I like push the button. Forget everything you just saw. Didn't happen. We're going to go in fresh. The Latin American 2K final about to get underway once again. We have Splyce and Heavenlyz.
We got to tease them.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, right? A little bit.
A little bit. Like, here's a taster of what you're about to get. Of course,
yep.
Later on in the evening, though, we will have our North American 2K final. That one should be interesting. E United, of course, going up against Team Envious. E United, a team who I think will have got home after Columbus and kind of said, hey, we pooped the bed.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. We can do a lot better than that. So
and you know,
they're going to bring the fire.
I'm going to be honest, you know, and even just talking about that matchup just a little bit more because it's been on my head.
Okay.
Praise is coming back. Solar's played so well.
He played so well.
So well, right?
Woo.
And he was the sub, and he played so well. And so it's like, all right, well, do you say, all right, bye, Solars, let's just let you go back into the roster, right? Go back and just cause roster
Set 'em
mania
free.
as everybody try to get you, okay? Then you think about these top 3 teams. Does anybody in the top 3 or top 5 need a team change? You know, do they need a team change? Is it a weak link on a team? Is Solar's the guy that they pick up, or does Envy say, hey, you know what? You're too good. We can't get rid of you. I might have to, you know, pull an E6 and cut some friendships.
Wow, that's a good point. Do you think we're likely to see rosters change, maybe after Columbus, or would you say
I think
we'll straight away?
I think we'll be seeing them change real soon.
Really?
I don't even think we could. Yeah, I don't even think after is the question. I think
Hashtag intel right here.
Yeah, right.
So someone's got some insider information.
I give it the weekend.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
I may be wrong. You know, I'm not saying I know what people think though, but I know people ain't trying to waste time preparing for Columbus.
You
ain't trying to waste time.
$250,000.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't going to waste any time.
The top 8 teams, they saw what their rosters were capable of, you know. The real winners of the event was, you know, Optic, Revenge, Splyce. And I would say NRG as well. You know.
Okay.
I say those 4 teams, their rosters came out and performed. They learned a lot about each other, and they benefit a lot from staying together and, you know, towards going into Columbus stuff.
I mean, you're never going to see Optic make a team after, you know, winning.
No.
Convincingly,
not
like,
until somebody like actually comes out and contests them. I don't know, you know, what to expect.
Exactly. There's no need. But you bring up an interesting point about Team Envious, of course. You know, you just played with a sub who played unbelievably well. Like, not just kind of like came in and filled in the job.
Yeah,
like,
he
got by. Like, you know, he wasn't flat. Making plays.
He clutched those rounds. And that's why when it comes down to Gears, you have to balance. And not even just Gears, any game, do we need pure slayers or do we need, you know, people who got brains?
I'm so glad you asked about that because I was very, very curious. We haven't had time to speak about it, but I'm glad we get to do it on stream. In your mind, what is the ideal composition of a Gears of War 4 squad? So obviously there's some new players out there who are thinking, yo, I want to get an esports, 250 grand.
Yeah.
Woo! I want some of that. What's the composition you go for?
You know what? So I do want to say this. We starting to see more the position of an anchor on a team. We saw Crash the entire weekend play great as the anchor for Team Revenge, and then also we saw Mental become the anchor on a lot. Well, I want to say Optic. They switched up their anchor a little bit.
It's kind of like who's up spawn, right?
It was kind of off spawn, but it was also depending on map and where some players was coming. Because I know some rounds it was Summon, some it was Kenny. Like on Forge, I know Kenny plays anchor on the back half of the map.
Okay.
But Kraz, he was that anchor every single time. He was the guy that said, okay, I got my home hill. I'm going to be the guy to rotate. I know what I got to do. And it was very, very beneficial. And it was very key to their success. So I will say you do need a player to more so be your anchor on the squad. You also need at least good 2 pure slayers on the team. And you don't need too many voices. You also need 2 leaders as well. And if you go with the route of having 2 leaders, see, your main vocal person on your team, that leader cannot be everywhere at all 5 positions. True. Unless he just understands, unless he has full awareness of what's going on around the map.
That'd be impressive.
But when stuff is happening on the other side of the map and your teammates are just losing fights, you don't know what's going on. If you don't have teammates to be problem solvers and fix that, you know, you have to be that guy. I've been in plenty of situations where, you know, we got one half of our map is just weak and we're losing it, and I'm like, what's happening? And they,
Well, you want to throw anyone else under the bus while you're at it?
You know, I don't know. I lost. You know what I'm saying? They can never give you definitive answers and real questions. And then you're like, okay, I'll play that side of the map. And then you go out there and you're like, okay,
they lose that
I see what he's doing. Yeah, then they start losing the other side. So you have to have at least 2 to 3 vocal people on your team. You need 2 to 3 pure slayers, and you know, good support players and good anchors as well.
Well, as you heard from Guy himself, that's going to be the ideal composition.
That's knowledge right there.
You drop it, bro. Drop it. Oh man. You know, I'm out here taking notes. Like, why do you have a big notepad?
It's all about teaching Gears of War 4 and Gears Esports. You know, in its infancy.
And I feel exactly that. I think that's the key word. You know, the first couple of months are going to be key because that's where it's going to be so important. You know, we're going to have a ton of new people coming in, checking out Gears for potentially the first time. And it's great to have yourself teaching and preaching. Wow, I'm a poet and I don't even know it.
About to drop bars here with 5 seconds on the clock. It's your boy Heavenlyz and Benson coming at you guys live here. We're about to hop into Forge, and we're going to be on board the Latin American Finals, map number 1. We got Splyce versus Heavenlyz, and we're going to see a big fight for the B Hill.
Yep, excited to see, of course, that it is going to be a 0-0 start. If you are just tuning in, nothing happened, don't worry about it. But we're going to be on board with Identives, who, once again, going to be controlling this top treehouse, as you call it, just locking down that B hill, making sure no one is going to be able to jump on that from Heavenlyz.
No, they won't. And they're going to get up here. And you know, my thing is, they had Actually, no, they brought 4 people over here, so Splyce did have numbers when it came to controlling this position. They did not get control over the B hill, but we saw Heavenlyz. They only sent 2 people. They had one guy cap their home hill, and one guy solo cap the enemy's home hill.
Yeah.
So they had 2 people across map, and they were able to get control over there, while Splyce put all their marbles onto the B hill, and they're just getting control over this B hill right now.
We saw a very, very different opening than what we saw before the official reset, but now we're seeing something very familiar. Splyce with control of B and C. A couple of kills may go in their favor, and as we mentioned, Splyce so aggressive. In fact, that's going to be 3. Can you potentially find the 4? Roach is going to be in that fight. Looks like he may be able to potentially get it. He will, and this is where you expect to see the pressure on A. You can already see those players from Splyce flooding over towards that A hill. They should be able to get it neutral. Now the question, can they actually get it capped? It's going to be down to Detonite. He's not going to be able to pick up that kill in time, and unfortunately, he will actually go down. It was a big win right there coming from Heavenlyz as they desperately try and hold on.
And we're gonna have aunts, you know, come out of here and make plays right there, using that that swarm emoji character right there, and gonna be on board here with Immortals, and he's gonna push across, and he's actually gonna get control over his home hill. See, since Splyce has control over that treehouse area, Heavenlyz don't want no parts of that fight. He's like, oh, okay, we're just gonna push through Furnace, and we're gonna put pressure on your home hill.
Yeah, I mean, you almost have to at that point, right? If you're not feeling confident, you're gonna take control over treehouse, just push over towards C, and it was a good C push as well coming in from Heavenlyz. They managed to just get rid of a little bit of pressure on their home flag. Now they've been able to take B hill as well. So you see 2-1 advantage, and they're going to chip away at that small lead. Splyce was able to lead. Of course, bear in mind it is first to 210 points as it stands. It's 122 to 107 in favor of Splyce.
Yes, it is. And right here, we're going to have RichySmoothy. He's going to come up here. He's going to start controlling this treehouse area. And so these early rounds, you really want to play for time. You really want to play for time. Even though we saw Splyce, they almost got the 3 cap in the beginning of this round, and now they're going to just barely get this lead back here because we had Heavenlyz make clutch plays, and this is them going for the 3 cap.
And I love that. Look at Choche's awareness. He has so much trust in his teammates to be. Will he be able to get the trip cap in time? I think he will. He pushed out of the hill, secured the kill, did not allow the reset to happen, and then very easily just kind of made a few steps backwards, finished off the capture, and will secure the triple cap. And as I said, that was just such good initiative from him. He trusted his teammates. He was like, hey, you guys got B, don't even worry about it. I'm already applying the pressure. That's something we didn't see in our European show.
And that's the confidence that you need in a lot of these players, that you need players to step up and, you know, call plays like that. Say, hey, everybody just focus on B. I'm about to go to the home hill and just wreak havoc and win my 1v1 for the game, you know? And when you got players who can step up like that in these big matches, it just pays off so much.
Choche with 4 caps, 3 breaks, 7 kills. It's a hell of a round 1, if I say so myself.
He's actually the anchor for this team.
I tell you what, he's doing everything for his team right now. Choche, fantastic round 1 coming in from him. Of course, we did see the sniper rifle placed in the ensign. Now, would you say that's gonna change the opening strat from both these 2 Latin Americans? What?
No, I don't think it is. I don't think the sniper rifle is that big of a weapon just yet for them to just change up their whole strat. Also, when it comes down to actually, we're about to find out right now if Choche
is going to
change his strategy going into this next round.
Choche feeling real good. You see him lingering around. Oh, fires 1 and not able to connect with that kill for now.
You see, look at that smoke placement right there. That's a good smoke tag, because as soon as somebody goes through, that smoke tag will blow up and stun them. That's going to slow them down from pushing across map. And then depending on where you're watching and how you're multitasking over here, because Choche is playing this side of the map by himself. So he's using that smoke tag to get more information. You know, he's that solo player. He's that anchor. This is his whole area. This is his whole job to control all of this, and he's not going to let Dementives just come over here and take his home hill.
He's going to need to make a play though, because as you can see, it could be a potential trip cap. In he goes, and he is going to push Dementives off the
Choche said, my house. Get out of it.
Choche playing so well. Managed to lock down that A hill once again for Splyce. The sniper rifle out. Boom! Headshot, baby. That's going to be Immortal that drops. Choche continuing where he left off last round. Only 10 seconds spent dead so far, and immediately just goes straight back up to C. Look how aggressive he is.
That body shot. He's going to come in. He wants that up A, was not able to, and he was trying to get the back A off his left hand right there, but just could not get it, and he's going to go down. We're going to have Adverse starting to push across the map. Identiv sees him. Choche will be responding. He only has a 12-second respawn, so Adverse needs to take care of this fight right away, or he will have somebody shoot him at his back. And Adverse, can he do it? He's taking a lot of fights. He's going to actually take a lot of damage right there. He's going to win that fight. Here comes Choche off of the respawn, and he's coming back to get control, but he sees his three Heavenlyz members on his hill.
And luckily for Splyce right now, they don't need to worry too much about B. They know a lot of Heavenlyz resources are over at their home hill, but as I say that, players have rotated. This is what Choche has to go quickly. You gotta jump on A, you gotta try and decap it. In fact, there's a big fight going on at B. B has been neutralized. A will once again go in favor of Splyce, which is lucky for them because Heavenlyz, they were able to control B. Now the sniper rifle in Identive's hands. See if he's gonna be able to put some use to this. He's being aggressive now as he pushes over towards C. Can he try and find the spawn kills? That's gonna be the question. Smoke grenades come out, pulls out the shotty, but 1 versus 2, he's gonna have to back away.
And that's smart there by him. He says, let me get out of here. Just help my teammates. They don't have to lead just yet, but Splyce is in a good position to take control of B hill. If he can use that sniper and watch that treehouse from his home hill, like we saw Choche get that headshot, then they can come out and just win off this 2-cap. But they have to do it now.
Yeah, they're gonna have to be quick because look at that score, 195 to 171. This could be the trip cap coming in from Splyce. They may need someone to push off here and go towards Heavenlyz spawn, but no, they're gonna do it anyway, just in the nick of time. That's a 2-0 lead now for Splyce. Very, very well played from them. And what's interesting is Heavenlyz controlled the game, or that round I should say, a little bit better than Splyce did. They had 2-1 advantages. They were about to win, but then all of a sudden, 1 lapse in concentration, Splyce break through, they get the trip cap, they win the round.
And that's what makes escalation so good.
It's literally why I love it.
There's no point throughout the round where you can just slack off and say, oh, yeah.
Yo, we have a 40-point lead. We're good, bro.
We're good.
I'm sipping on my pina colada. We're good.
No. Yep. No, and that's why we've seen domination played in various different games, and that's been the factor of it. A team gets a big lead, they get comfortable, they start goofing off, and it starts to get boring. But escalation, no shot. No shot.
You have to stay on point.
Because you could lose at any point.
Yep, and that's honestly why I love this game mode. It's so good. Just knowing that at any point, if you can't take your foot off the pedal, you can be punished. Doesn't matter if you're 209 points, guess what? I still have that potential chance of winning. Yes, it's going to be tough, but as we saw that from Splyce, it's definitely doable. As we head into round number 3, it is Splyce that have this 2-0 advantage in our Latin American 2K finals. On board with Immortal from Heavenlyz, seeing if he can try and cause a little bit of a ruckus over on Splyce's side of the map.
I just want to say, just look at that, everybody. You see. Hold on.
Oh.
He almost made it out of there. Wasn't able to get it, but I was gonna say, you guys just see Benson out there. He just fallen in love with the Gears of War community.
Oh, absolutely did.
Just is like, oh my god, I just like you guys so much.
Dude, it's great. Honestly, this game type, I love it. I really, really do. I think it's so good. And it's so competitive, as you kind of mentioned. It's so competitive. You have to play it all the times. You really cannot take your foot off the gas. But speaking of taking your foot off the gas, Splyce may have made a mistake here. Could we see the potential trip cap coming from Heavenlyz as they look to reply in this game?
Will.
Nicely played.
All right.
Game on.
Game on. What was my prediction? 7-3?
7-3 Splyce, 2-1. You still feeling good after what you've seen so far? You signed it too.
I'm happy actually. I did.
You signed it.
But I'm very happy to see this Heavenlyz squad come out here on this main stage in front of all these people and show that, hey, they may have caused y'all problems in America, but we've been causing problems for years, okay? All right? We know what these guys are about.
True. Very true. You expect them to know Splyce extremely well, and they are able to get around. And that was a dominating round as well. It wasn't like they just kind of scraped through. That was a pretty intense trip cap that came through.
I'm liking this right here. I'm liking those incense.
Okay.
And that's going to be Choche. He's picking weapons, okay? And as I explained to you guys in the earlier rounds, that first round, that whole side of the map is Choche's responsibility. We're going to take a look at the overhead too when we start this to see once again, they're breaking off 4. Splyce is going to be in blue. They're breaking off 4 towards the stop side. Choche got those incense so he can further just lock this area down by himself. As we always talk about on Foundation with the B Hill, that's why we see a lot of people block him. But they may have dropped the ball. Heavenlyz may have dropped the ball and not blocking that sooner.
Well, we'll have to, of course, wait and see. As it stands, it looks as if Heavenlyz have won that initial engagement over towards B, and that's exactly why you're seeing Dementives just book it over towards A. There go the incense that you were talking about. Choche will find one. Now the question is, will he be able to put some pressure over towards C? The trip cap could have potentially come in, but as we said, Choche being very, very aggressive, puts the pressure over towards Heavenlyz home hill, and we'll be able to cap that one as well. Now the pressure is, or the question rather, is can Splyce regain control of A? It doesn't look like it. Dementives causing some problems.
Yes, he is. And Dementors, he's going to be over here. He's going to actually cap. That's going to be Splyce's home hill that he is inside. And his teammates, nobody's on his team has respawned yet, but Choche, somebody's over there. He's that's about to cap the Heavenlyz home hill, and you're going to see that cap. So they kind of swap sides of the map, but the spawns have not swapped. We see Involving locking down his B hill on his own. Nicely
played from him. Now the question, can you apply the pressure over towards A? Of course, no. We're in the 4th round here. There's respawn timers. They're going up.
This is good right here. Dementors, he's causing so many problems. He's causing so much trouble here. At their home hill where all these guys are focusing on, they need to kill him quick.
How is he still alive?
Yeah, right.
Take it.
But the crossfire, can he back up into some cover? Oh!
Somehow still alive. And whilst all this is going on, look at B hill. It's now completely neutral. It's going to be only Heavenlyz scoring points at this point. They may go to the trip cap. If he wins this at A,
that's good. He's going to actually pick up that kill. He's going to connect with that.
How are you so good?
He has to slide back. Oh, but missed the up A against Dezo.
No. Oh my God. That's
it's coming in.
Drops in it just in time, but it doesn't matter. The trip cap does come in. We have a tight game, ladies and gentlemen, on the second fight of the night. Latin American 2K final, number 1 of 3. All square 2-2 between Splyce and Heavenlyz, and what a play that was. That was just so well played.
The way he zoned all those players on coming out of spawn towards that one area of the map was just perfect. It allowed his teammates to respawn, allowed his teammates to oh, hold up. There goes Splyce's contingency plan right there. The boom shot in the treehouse that they've been controlling this whole time, and they're gonna drop that boom. But once again, the way Dementors just zoned everybody out and allowed his teammates to respawn and get control of the map and come in for that 3 cap was just pure perfection.
Absolutely brilliant. And you kind of feel like Splyce needed to rush him a little sooner. You can't allow one play to be that much of a thorn in your side. You have to take care of him sooner or later, but here we go. We see that potential fight over Boom come through, and it seems as if Identives is going to get over there, but it hasn't been picked up just yet. Have to, of course, wait and see these initial fights going through. That's a very, very smart, sneaky little flank from Identives. But the nades, as you say, do come through, and Boom will finally be picked up by Identives. And he managed to just lock that one down by himself. He should be able to clean up one. Does that's Blast?
They're playing for 3 cap.
That's 5 down.
Yeah, they're playing for that 3 cap now. And you know what's also so beautiful about that boom placement up there in the treehouse is that it forces Choche to do what he does best. That's why you see him capping on home hill, right?
Yep.
Choche has snipe, he has incense, and he has a 1v1 that he's very confident in. And so if you just, like you said, he brought everybody over. We got longer respawns. Even though the fight got messy, they wanted instant 3 cap, and it's working to Splyce's strategy.
If you're Heavenlyz now, what's the game plan? You know that Splyce are going to dedicate a lot of resources. They're going to get control of Boom. You know Choche is going to play from the incense and snipe. How do you counter this now? What's the game plan for Heavenlyz?
Right here for Heavenlyz, they need to try to just edge this next round out. So when they're playing for this boom shot, they need to time their smokes. Okay, so in Gears of War, you get into these smoke fights. You get into these smoke fights where it comes down to smoke placement, and you got to think about it like this: if somebody throws their smoke, if you throw your smoke a second later, they'll be stunned. You'll come out first, and they'll be stunned just a little bit more, where you can come in and cause promotion. So we're about to see smoke blow up here, and players are going to have to get some good placement. We're not going to see Adverse get stunned, but he is going to come on a flank here, and not going to be able to make anything happen.
Once again, Splyce get control of Boom, and that's going to be a pick there for Identity. You can take down.
And Choche, look, the 1v1 that he won across map, and this is what he wanted to incense for. And he's going to die here for this kill.
It's just like a ring of fire. Choche's like, you want to go left? Nah, instant. You want to go right? Nah, instant. Like, where are you going to go? Splyce, once again, locked down a trip cap. And
they have a 4v4 execution on the left-hand side of the map for that boom shot. Just 4 players going at it, and you got Choche doing whatever the hell he wants.
At this point, if you're Heavenlyz, you say, all right, we haven't won Boom twice. Let's kind of give that side up, and then just kind of say, all right, well, let's try and do something different. Maybe you force a 2 versus 1 on Choche. Of course, we are at half time now, so obviously things will switch. But do you force a 2v1 on Choche? Is he that much of a threat?
You don't. Not if you're losing a boom shot fight every single round. And one thing about Choche, that's why it's snipe there. He's going to snipe, and he's actually still with his teammate. If his teammates ever lost that fight one time,
he has that threat.
We saw him snipe the guy's head off. He's still watching the treehouse.
It's going to be so tough, but Splyce are slowly but surely starting to pull away. 4-2 here on Latin American 2K final, on board with Involving from Splyce. And we'll see early on in this round, it's going to be Heavenlyz that have 2-1 hill advantage. Dini under their control as they fight over towards F. And a lot of kills being traded here.
Now, taking into account, folks, it is 10-second respawn, so these guys will be respawning a lot quicker. We will see a little bit more action than we've seen towards the later half of that first half of the map.
And who do you think that works out in favor for here? Is that in favor for Splyce, or would you say Heavenlyz with more gunfights?
Oh, no, it's definitely Heavenlyz more gunfights because we saw them actually excel more through the commotion than what Splyce did. And we see the 3-cap coming as we're talking about it, and Heavenlyz is making it happen. So one thing about Splyce is they do a good job winning these initial opening fights, right? They were just such a good execution team when they played back in Gears of War UE. But Heavenlyz, they're learning from their mistakes a little bit more. So Splyce, they win those initial fights towards the later half of the rounds when the respawn timers increase. They win more rounds. These earlier rounds is playing in Heavenlyz's favor. They thrive in this commotion we see, and we're going to see this first weapon placement. Choche on top, and he's choosing for his team what he wants to do, and he wants his NCNs back.
I guess that makes sense, right? You saw how Choche was able to use it. Oh, in fact, maybe...
Switchblade in 8 seconds on the clock. Botok.
Gotta be quick.
Really? Botok? Out of everything you can choose right now, you want to choose them? All right. We got Pistolero over here.
Seems strange, especially given the success they had kind of with that weapon placement meta, if you will, within the first half.
He always wanted to be a cowboy.
Always want to be a cowboy?
Yeah, always want to be a cowboy.
Really?
So we got to see what he can do with that Botok on the bottom half of the map.
Okay. As you can see, only one player actually had it. Did they just kind of use it as bait and say, hey, we're going to throw something we don't even care about?
No, it's so many weapons on the map. You know what it is? I guess they want to play heads up again. Even though they lost that fight, we typically see them kind of place an explosive weapon. They want another crack at this initial fight here for the treehouse. And they don't want to put nothing too crazy on the map because we see Heavenlyz. They're starting to edge their way back in here.
Fair enough. On board now with Identives, who's looking over towards our neutral mid E hill. Just gonna have to put a couple of shots down. Will be tagged up himself to play his life. It's gonna be Splyce to control D&E off the break.
So as you see across map right there, you see the furnace is active. That's what I was telling you guys earlier at the start of this map, is that it's gonna be a hill there, and on top of that treehouse, it's a button. You press that button, lanes come down, environmental map effect right there. So and actually, I kind of like how it plays in the map. You know, it forces you to not just kind of play for one side.
Right.
You know, you need to play up there for that top side control.
It can be so important. As we go back over to Identity's perspective, Splyce is still doing a good job here of controlling both D and E. As I said, that E may finally be broken. Of course, that button, as you mentioned, was just used, so you expect that potentially to be on cooldown for now. F being taken as well by Splyce. So Splyce are quick here. They can actually jump on E as well. Immortal trying to make the play over at F. Is he going to be able to do so? They're very tagged up, trying to put some shots down. Trip Cap's coming in. He needs to contest. You got to go, and he will jump on. He'll pick up the kill as well, and that's a big play for Heavenlyz, keeping them in the game.
Yeah, Heavenlyz, they did a great job right there, securing that home hill. We got a portal. Is he going to win another fight for his squad right here?
Potentially good, he will.
Yes, he will. A little disrespect here for Choche. A little disrespect for Choche, telling him like, yo, I know the real you, okay? Played against you for years. Live off the hype if you won't. And we're gonna have Desmond involving, picking up 2 kills as well. They're gonna push across, so we see a heavy fight here for both of these home hills.
And you can see just that big fight for that control and for Treehouse. It's so important, especially considering that now has become kind of home street. You got both your 2 home hills to the left and right, plus you have your the instant button over there. It's just so crucial, like you pointed out. Of course, F now looks as if it will go back to Splyce. So Splyce still with 2-1 advantage. But at this point, if I'm Heavenlyz, you know, you're seeing the game kind of be taken out of your control here from Splyce. You're going to have to apply the pressure. You're going to need a trip cap to win.
What a fake out right there by Dennis. Taking out Lord Blasters. And they did lose control of home hills, but there we go. Nobody's going to be able to touch that. All thanks to Adverse, and he's going to win the 1v1 as well. He actually picked up 2 kills right there and also set off the map effect as well. So Adverse, making sure nobody was able to take that E. He's going to slow those points down, and they're also going to stop Splyce's points completely. This is going to be a big fight right here.
If he wins this, it's massive, but unfortunately he's not going to be able to. Guess who? Identives, none other than himself, will be able to secure that D hill. And as I said, though, Heavenlyz, they're going to need the trip cap. They need to apply pressure on D. Bear in mind, respawn's not too high as it stands, but still could definitely have an effect. It's going to be, what, 13 seconds? That's all Splyce are going to need. They're putting the pressure on E. They're putting the pressure on F. And that's just such smart play from them, recognizing that now Heavenlyz, they have to split. They have to make their decisions quickly, and they're not going to be able to do it in time. I absolutely love that play from Splyce. Can't give them enough credit. Too many teams in those situations are going to kind of turtle up on that one hill and say, hey, you want to break us, you got to win us, you got to beat us with gunfights. What Splyce do is they just rotate. They send players to every single hill and say, hey, now you got to take care of 3 hills, not just 1.
Yeah, you got to have a fight on all these hills. You're not going to cap anyone for free, especially towards those later rounds. So that's one strategy you can do. And also another one would be just to have all 5 players kind of turtle around one of these hills. You know, usually your home hill, because it's like mathematically, even if they cap, mathematically they need a 3 cap to win. We all just protect our home hill. Yeah, we just stack everything on the hill. We'll be okay. But they took the strategy of, we're going to break off into all different directions. So one of these hills won't be covered because they can't possibly do it.
Yep, you know that Heavenlyz are going to be sending a lot of resoçs to give them the trip cap, so you just split up.
Yep, buy themselves time here.
Very good call.
And so right there on the weapons placement, we're going to see nades dropped on this on the area where the B hill was. We're going to see people usually toss these nades up top here and towards this treehouse. And no nade kills picked up just yet, but they're going to be coming soon.
Looking at Abuz, is he going to be able to clean up? Has the support of a teammate here, but somehow Rocher's like, nah, we good. Don't worry about me, boy. We gone, bro.
I made it out.
Oh my god.
And so this is actually kind of bad for the Heavenlyz squad, and I think Rocher, he should have let that marinate just a little bit more. He should have just got his health back and kind of, you know, mess with the people coming out of spawn there, you know. Chose his opportunities when to come out of there, because he forced people to back up to their side of the map, you know, because you can't just forget about it.
Absolutely. Choche will fall as well. So finally, you're seeing Heavenlyz potentially put the pressure on the map. They're going to be on E. Is there anyone over at F? F was neutralized, but it doesn't look like it. A big win comes in from Identives. He's actually able to pick up 2 there to himself, secures their home hill, keeps Splyce very much in this round. And Identives not done just yet. He's running straight over towards the E hill. We'll have a bit of action over here. That's going to be a down, and as well the meat shield. Fantastic play from Identities. Just so very aware of where everyone is on the map, where he needs to be, and what he has to get done.
Yes, he is. You know, we saw he had to tell his teammate Dezo up here. Dezo, can he win this fight? He's putting some good shots in. Fight for control, and he's going to get help from Choche, and Choche is going to come here and take out Immortal. Splyce is going to keep map control. But they did lose their home hill. They're going to have to back up. Choche, he's focusing on the enemy's home hill, but he needs to realize, well, the enemy got back their home hill. I apologize. That was the enemy's home hill at D, and he got it back. They did get re-control of F, though. Yep,
F and E now looking good for Splyce. Fair amount, they are marginally trailing here, 115 to 92. Heavenlyz managed to keep control of the map for a fair amount of time, to be honest with you, but Splyce, as we see, making a little bit of a comeback, and this is where Heavenlyz kind of have to respect that trip cap push. Splyce are so aggressive. They're not afraid to apply pressure straight into Heavenlyz base, essentially, so you may see them just passive it up a little bit. They need to get control, of course, of Treehouse. Right now, it's just not going in their favor.
You gotta give a good shout out for Roger for his play right there. I don't know if you guys realize like how important what he just did there was, but he was just on the other side of the map, just zoning, and he just put good shots in, just told the enemy team like, hey, you gotta worry about me too. Then he left. You know, he's just forcing people. He's putting that pressure, making these guys feeling easy about the pushes they're about to make, and he's also defending the E hill as well from that little house right down there, the little L house.
And for the first time in quite a while, Splyce have taken the lead now in this round. 171 to 168. Of course, if Heavenlyz are quick here and try and break a hill, they may be able to regain control of this, but as you can see, the instant is very much on, and Identives doing a good job there.
Wow.
What a nice play.
Well, he was back further enough where he wasn't going to die, but he did just put the moves on that guy.
He did. That's some style points. Is anyone going to be able to neutralize F? It's going to be a little too much too late, though. You're going to need to get E as well, but Splyce, once again, familiar strat. They OE towards D, and I don't think anyone's going to be there to try and neutralize E. So that is going to be another round going to Splyce here in our Latin American 2K final. All right, yes, okay, guy, it's 6-3. You said it was going to be 7-3. Don't get too excited just yet.
Okay.
Heavenlyz have shown that they can play. They can definitely play. They're not just going to roll over and die here in this 2K final. But for me, Splyce are definitely they're winning those team fights. You reckon Boom?
No, Boom shot.
Oh, yeah, it is going to be Boom. Now, does that kind of just give Splyce an even bigger advantage, you think?
You know, I kind of preached about a lot towards Columbus about teams embracing the heavy power weapons. Yep. Especially if you're losing the game in the long run, embrace the heavy power weapons to get control over the entire map. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Just to help you out in some of the shotgun fights that you're just frankly losing all the time.
I just feel like every single round Splyce has been able to control this room just significantly better. Finally, we may see it go in favor of Heavenlyz. Heavenlyz get 3 players down there. This could be an opportunity now to
Ben, just to break that down a little bit, we saw initially all 4 members of Splyce, they went in there into that boom shot, and they had played it smart at first. They went super wide and didn't get it, and we were wondering why Heavenlyz didn't really contest, because they sent the guy for nades, and the nades guy came out, double kill, and that gave them the domination here. And we're going to see Heavenlyz win another round, breaking my prediction. But at the same time, I'm happy as well that they're out here contesting, because we did think it was going to be, you know, a little bit maybe closer to a blowout, just because the, you know, just actual team experience that Splyce got from this past weekend was just phenomenal.
Agreed.
But once again, Heavenlyz, hey, they said it. We know who you guys really are. All right.
I like that play a lot. As you said, the nades coming in super clutch there. Managed to get control boom in a very quick trip cap.
Splyce, they said nobody to guard him. Like they said, they had 4 people on the boom shot.
Maybe they got a little too excited. Maybe they were like, all right, we know your game plan.
They said,
we know
oh my
you're
God,
playing
it's a
for
boom shot. It's a boom shot. And they just head down. Head down for it.
Just tad straight towards it, and they will pay the price. So you expect them not to make a similar mistake now. Here in round number 11, of course, it is 6-4 in favor of Splyce. They were at map point. Just one more round needed from the blue squad.
Choche, that's not Choche. Actually, I wasn't able to see him down there towards the bottom of the map. I didn't. He got in there once again, and this time he didn't hesitate. Last time we saw him go wide. This time he kept it, but they see the nade pick up. The question is where to call out. One kill will get picked up, one boom in the chamber. He's gonna take the suicide and picks up the double. Identis, what a great play.
That was just so nicely done, and now pressure could potentially be on Heavenlyz. It's gonna have what?
But
3 players down, 4 players down.
Yep.
So yeah, they can AoE. They should be able to get control of F. In fact, F as it stands is going to be neutral. Finally, someone jumps back up. But you see those blue arrows off spawn. The Splyce players desperately trying to apply the pressure. Blaster, he's going to fall. Very, very close though to another Heavenlyz domination.
Yeah, Splyce, they're kind of, you know, turning around at home hill. They can't lose it. Heavenlyz haven't put pressure on home hill just yet, but I bet I did is call it out. These guys are grouping up just to make a push. E hill will get broken. Choche did respawn. He's over there contesting for it.
And I feel like every time Choche dies, you see Splyce's game plan completely open up. He's such a crucial player for this squad. Every kind of life matters, essentially. Whenever he goes down, you do see Heavenlyz make those big pushes.
Oh, he got that actually.
Oh my God!
He picked up that kill in top tower. And Immortal, he's full ram, but he's gonna head down in here. That nade's gonna take him out as well. And Heavenlyz, they got the lead here by just 20 points. Lord Blast is here.
If he goes down,
this kill,
that's 5D.
Shot is gonna be in their control, and it's all up to Choche. And he's nowhere to be found unless he's probably playing for that.
He was down.
Hill.
He's fresh off respawn, so he's nowhere near going to be able to contest that. And Heavenlyz looking to potentially cause upset here in map number 1.
They really are.
I mean, 6-5, pressure on now. Can they try and level it up and send us to a round 13? Be the first round 13, of course, of Fight Night. That'll be exciting. You know what? Yeah, this is good. This is good.
This is the Latin American Finals right here.
I like this.
They're playing. You know, they're playing to make it to all these other events.
Absolutely. Choche, as we mentioned, having a fantastic game. Really is. Least time dead, 21 kills, tied for most caps and most breaks as well. So having an outstanding game, I think it's fair to say at this point.
The boom shot play at the top. Once again, this time they're actually going to send somebody for a 1v1 at the nade pit. Adverse is going to get his smoke out first. That smoke's going to come in late, but didn't get in time enough to stun him before he picked up the boom shot. And he's going to escape with that. He's like, yo, that's smart. He said, oh, come down. He's helping his teammate, and they're going to push forward. They're going to
do this.
Hill.
That's full play. That's 3D. That's 3 down. Only Rocha and Choche alive.
Oh,
well. Forget what I said about Rocha. He's coming down to Choche. He's going to fall as well.
Wow.
And just like that, 5 players go down. Heavenlyz force a round 13. Unbelievable play coming out from this Heavenlyz squad. I'm so impressed by what we're seeing from them. I just want to say, I believe in the underdog. I did preach the underdog story. This could happen.
Just like you told Fallout you was gonna do blind tips with him, and you backed up.
Yeah, absolutely. I got red hair, bro. Like what you guys say? I'm gonna look like a flame if I do
really
blind
would be
tips.
the definition of flame on with red hair and
now,
blind tips.
Now I feel like I have to do it, dude. I could become the greatest internet meme of the year with that. Of course,
so Splyce,
get rid of the boom, surely.
Yeah, they said let's get rid of the boom. Let's put Snipe here. Put something else in the tower, and that's exactly what they're going to do. But they still have to. You know what? I think boom was an issue, but I think nades was more so an issue than boom shot. I don't know if some of you guys agree with me on that one. The nades, Splyce got up there a lot of rounds, but the nades just took them out. But now they don't have to really worry so much about it, so they can probably put more emphasis on that nade fight down here. And we see Splyce in blue, and they're going to send 3 guys up top and 1 guy down low. And so good job there by Heavenlyz. Heads up play. They say, well, since Boom ain't up there, we ain't going to worry too much about it. We're just going to send more guys down low to get nades.
Identity did pick up the sniper rifle, but of course this round 13 now, pressure very much going to be on. Every single death is huge, essentially, as Dementives will fall there to Choke J. Looking at Identity's perspective, though, he has a sniper rifle. He's going to get the headshot. Oh, no, you have to hit them. That's an inexcusable headshot. A player basically stationary. But yeah, you need to capitalize on those moments.
Oh, he got him. He came back.
We'll let it slide. We'll let it
slide this time.
That's 3 dead. So potentially you could see the push coming now from Splyce as they look to close this one out.
But the had the flames in it.
They're going to cap it,
but yeah, Chochi is there, and they're losing their home hill all up to
Dementives. Can he jump in? Oh, he gets it! He gets it in the nick of time, but he's not going to be able to pick up any kills.
There's 3 Splyce members there.
Yeah.
Lance is out, and these guys are just too far back. Not able to do much right there, and Splyce is going to take map number 1 for just 7-6.
Fantastic. Map 1 in our Latin American 2K final. Splyce looking very, very good there, but you have to give props to Heavenlyz. We kind of said, voiced our concerns, how good is this squad going to be? But they hung. They really did. But I want to get your opinion on that last round. You had a little bit of time to analyze it, but I really want you to kind of go in depth. Obviously, you have Splyce to get rid of the boom.
Yeah.
But you kind of said maybe the frags would have been a little bit more important. But what happened in the opening kind of strategy there of that final round?
And so what Splyce did is it was their choice to put Sniper up top. And they sent 3 guys up top, and Heavenly, this time they matched them with 2. And so for all you guys that out there that's new to Gears of War, that's kind of, how a lot of fights go. That's the strategy in the open round. Usually when you have a man up in a certain location for a fight, that's a fight that you should win every single time.
Right.
And so that's what they did. They went up there, they sent 3 top tree house, Heavenly's counter with 2. That allowed them to get Sniper with ease, and they had pure advantage right there. So, and we saw, I think it was Identis, he had it, and he dropped back with it. So down low, we had Heavenlyz with the advantage in the 2v1 situation fighting for nades. So they was able to come in and pick up nades. But after they picked up nades, they didn't make good use of them right away. I want to say they burned them in the top tower, and we saw Identis, he backed out with that sniper.
He was already gone.
Yeah, he was already gone. So that just they have to get that communication that, hey, these guys on the tower kind of hold your nades here and save them for a push. Because like it is, at this point in the later rounds, we're playing escalation. Not escalation, we're playing execution. Old
22-second respawn
Gears of War
in that
tower execution, 22-second respawns. And just the strat didn't work out for them. And a few players got picked off. But with that sniper, Identis made plays.
What would you have done differently then if you're Heavenlyz? Looking at that round 13, if they could kind of go back in time, would you have maybe changed that opening strat, or would you have said, okay, we'll do the same thing? Because they did get